Good morning, everybody. Jasper here. Welcome, a big welcome to day 41 on the Appalachian Trail. We're about 4 miles to the community, the town, trail town USA, should I say, of Damascus, Virginia. Wow, awesome. Once we reach Damascus, we will have completed 470 miles on trail, plus an additional 9 miles from the approach trail, for a total of 479 miles total on this particular hike over that 41 days. Today is a Nero. My total hike today is only 6.7 miles. 2.7 of those miles we've already done. It was just too dark to record anything earlier. Hopefully you can see the trail ahead of me. Hopefully you can see the orange glow over the mountains in the distance. Anyhow, today's plan. Well, the way I've kind of figured things out is I should be in Damascus by about 9 o'clock. I think it's about 7 o'clock right now. And it's not overly challenging. There's some ups and downs and some rocks and roots, but you know, there's no monster mountain of 3,000 or 5,000 feet to go over. So it's a relatively simple morning. It's a Nero, as I mentioned. That means when I get to town, I'm going to have breakfast. I've already had oatmeal, but when I get to town, another couple hours from now, excuse me, I actually got a text from Papa Bear and Professor last night. They did make it all the way into Damascus, so they did what's called the Damascus Marathon. That is the 26.2 miles from the Iron Mountain shelter into the community of Damascus. I did not choose to do that. My day yesterday was 19.5 miles. Which was just fine for me. I had a nice little wild camp spot last night. Loved it. Beautiful. Right on a ridge with the town lights and so on below me. Oh, we have some signage here. What's all this signage saying? Okay. Entering Mount Rogers, NRA, Jefferson National Forest, Tennessee, Virginia state line. Golly, golly. Tennessee, Virginia state line. Whew. Oh my goodness, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors and family members, we are leaving Tennessee and entering Virginia. Whew. That's a big one right there. That's let me see, that's Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, done. Virginia's a big state. We're going to talk more about that in a minute, but I am going to take a picture of this. Woo. Entering the community of Damascus. Look at the pretty blue purple flowers. Awesome. Nice home, Corvette, a Sea-Doo. Awesome. Flags. Lots of American flags in the park. Okay. Not sure. Oh, I guess we walk. Oh, car coming. I guess we walk right down this path right here. There we go. Welcome, Damascus, Virginia, Appalachian Trail, Georgia to Maine. Wow, you see that, I'm sure. I gotta take a photo. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 42. April the 6th, day 42. Whew, on the Appalachian Trail. Wow, well, few things to talk about, I think, this morning. I left the Methodist Church Hostel in Damascus, Virginia. So yep, as you know, we are in Virginia. That's a big one. Heading north, we're going to be in Virginia for the next 5 weeks now. Anyhow, till we hit West Virginia. West Virginia is just a very short state for us. The way the trail runs, it looks like it's only a few days. And then Pennsylvania. So there we go. That is that. Damascus, well, yeah, check this out. Let me show you. Down here, we got new booties. If you can see those, I hope I'm showing you them right. We got new shoes and new gaiters. Now, I was torn, and you probably gathered that on whether to get new shoes in Damascus, whether not, and if I did, which ones to get. I knew they'd be Ultra, but I wasn't sure between Superior, Lone Peak, Temps, or Olympus. I had a really close look at the Olympus, but I decided against them. They just, I don't know, just didn't feel 100% right. I would have looked closer at the Superior, but they had not my size. They did have my size in the Temp, but after I kind of put them on and tried them out, I kind of passed them by. I had to go 3 times to the footwear store before I made a decision. Oh, being a Virgo, I don't know. Anyhow, I replaced my Lone Peak 5.0s with a new pair of Lone Peak 5.0s. I've liked the Lone Peak series ever since, I started trying them out or using them back in the 3.0 days and 3.5, 4s, 4.5s. Oops, there's a tree that we just got caught in. 5s. They have a 6 out now, but, they have done for almost a year now. Maybe not quite a year. I don't know how long, but anyhow. But I'm happy with the 5s, and the 5s were on sale for 10% off, which was already a reasonable price. So it cost me $123 US with the taxes and service charges and everything else to get these shoes. What I didn't realize was I paid with credit card, and there was a 3.5% fee for using a credit card. Otherwise, I would have paid cash and saved myself another $6. But so if you're a cash customer, it would have been $117, $123 for a credit card customer. However, that's a good price for the 5.0s, and I'm happy with them. And because I picked up a new pair of gaiters, because the gaiters I had, which was my black Dirty Go gaiters, they'd done a lot. They'd done a Bruce Trail Yo-Yo, they'd done the Ganaraska, they'd done the Oak Ridges, they'd done the Colorado, they'd done thousands more miles of day and 2-day and 3-day hikes. I don't know how many miles I had on those Dirty Go gaiters, but they were just starting to, generate holes and come apart a little bit. So I replaced them. And the deal was also, because Ultra had some stuff on sale, was if you bought a pair of Ultras and a pair of Ultra gaiters, you got a second pair of gaiters free. This bag is digging into me this morning. Whew. Which I did. So my first choice was a choice of black ones. And for your free pair, what they let you do was you stuck your hand in a box and you couldn't really see in the box, and you pulled out a pair of gaiters, and whatever you pulled out in your size was yours. I go with the large/extra large. So the pair I pulled out was a pair of blue ones, which I also like. They don't weigh much, an ounce or so. So I've got the second pair of new ones in my pack in a little bag, and I shall just leave them there till I get home. And I will have, again, another pair of brand new Ultra gaiters. So I'm delighted with that whole process. The night at the hostel was just fine, very basic, as I'd mentioned, but clean. And the caretaker, Bayou, a very nice gentleman and interesting to speak to. And again, it's the oldest hostel on the Appalachian Trail. The town of Damascus, clean, interesting, some good restaurants. The Damascus Diner I highly recommend. I had my breakfast there yesterday, And then last night I had my dinner there, and it was very good. Southern cooking, southern food. But it was just fine. It was very nice. So as day 42 starts to move along, I've been hiking probably an hour and a half now, but it's starting to get light, so we'll start recording. Today, well, I have no idea. However, my overall goal is, of course, to push through Virginia as speedily as possible without hurting myself, of course. I think in about 75, 76 miles, there is a hostel, something alpacas. They have alpaca farm on Hostel, and I think that's in Marion. And that may be my next resupply / bath and hostel stay, shower, and so on, and laundry. My laundry yesterday at the hostel in Damascus, they didn't have laundry facilities, so I had to once again wash my clothes in the shower. That was the last 2 launderings I've done, was in the shower with me. So I scrubbed my shorts, t-shirt, socks, buff, and my hiking gloves, the ones, the fingerless that I'm using right now. I scrubbed the heck out of them with hair shampoo. And they're much cleaner and they smell nice, which won't last for long anyhow, but so I really got to machine wash them. Did not get a haircut. They did have a ladies' hair salon on the main street, and I'm sure they would have cut my hair, but they were closed. So maybe in Marion, maybe my next port of call, or maybe Parisburg further up. I think Parisburg's about 150 miles from here. Marion's about 75 miles, give or take. So they're my next 2 kind of major centers for resupplies. So that's a bit of an update on day 42. We're doing fine. Not 100% sure, but I think, depending on how today and tomorrow goes, tomorrow I may very well hit the 500-mile marker. So that again is quite an achievement. I'm delighted with that, and it just shows that we are moving along. So, and we're doing that maybe tomorrow. Okay, let's take a little look at the trail. A little bit wet this morning. It did rain last night, although it's not supposed to rain today. But later in the week, wet snow, and we have several days this week of kind of on and off rain and stuff. So we are going to get some kind of precipitation. And as I say, I think towards the weekend, wet snow. Although today started off much warmer and very kind of muggy from the rain last night, and I think the temperature today was supposed to be like approaching almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So springtime, I guess, in southern Virginia. One day 80 degrees, another day snowing. Sounds like Ontario to me. Okay, let's move right along here, guys, and we'll talk to you in a bit. Below me, it's a big river and a bit of a kind of a black gravel lane or very small service type road. And according to the Far Out or Gut Hikes app, I have to cross a fjord, actually, a raging river, because I didn't take the bypass trail. I stayed on the actual Appalachian. There was a bypass trail, so you didn't have to fjord that river. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the river. I haven't got to that part yet. But that's a pretty raging river down there. Well, we're just going to have to deal with that when we actually get there, because I'm not turning back now to take the bypass trail, because that's a ways behind me now. So, yeah, little something to think about. But it's a beautiful morning. It's humid and gray, damp from the rain last night, but still a beautiful morning. It's mild out. I don't think it's quite 9 a.m. yet, or maybe it is 9 a.m., but I'm just in shorts, a t-shirt, and my Arc'teryx light hoodie. Of course, my new booties, my new Lone Peak 5.0s, doing a great job so far. It's nice on these wet, slippy leaves to have brand new tread too. Really does make a difference. You really notice the difference. Okay, let's keep going and let's see what comes up next. Right behind me is the Saunders shelter. I'm about, I don't know, almost 10 miles in for the day, so this is a perfect spot. It's around 11 a.m. Perfect spot to stop, maybe have some lunch. They have a spring, so there's water right there. It's a sign. A fire pit, obviously well used. Bear box. Lots of nice kind of camping spots here and there. And so this is overnight food storage. This one looks really good, by the way. This one looks to be in good condition. I don't see any holes in there for the mice to get in. So that is probably a really good bear box. There's a privy, which is over there. So yeah, some beautiful camp spots through here. If this was, around 4 o'clock this afternoon, I'd be calling this home for sure. But anyhow, I'm gonna go filter a little bit of water. Maybe make myself coffee, maybe no, I don't know. But I need to top up my drinking bottle anyhow. So I'm gonna filter a liter and we'll go from there, see what we're gonna have for a little bit of an early lunch at 11. Yeah. And here, look. I see this at a lot of shelters. And it, of course, is a cross. Symbol of Christianity. And I am going to touch that. Because I do need all the help and guidance I can get. And although my fellow man does help me, divine guidance, well, it's just the best kind of guidance there is, really, isn't it? Okay, let's filter some water. Okay, my break time is over. I had a hot chocolate and 2 pouches of oatmeal. So yeah, that was my early lunch, I guess you want to call that. Although it's got to be getting towards 12 o'clock now. Something rather interesting. There was an Altoids can in the shelter, and I opened it, and inside that Altoids can was $20 and a tiny little piece of card with these words on it. It said, "When my daughter hiked the Pacific Crest Trail, a complete stranger gave her $20. Doesn't say why, doesn't say she needed it, doesn't say why, but I'm assuming she needed it. It says, in this Altoids can, I place $20 and I hope who finds it passes on this tradition. So, obviously, I found the Altoids can with the $20. So I took the little piece of card along with the $20 and put it in a side pouch in my money purse. And when, and I'm sure it will happen because it does, believe me, when I come across somebody in some circumstance that needs a helping hand somewhere along this trail, the Appalachian Trail, then I will pass on that tradition for that man who's doing that basically for the sake of his daughter, because somebody did that for her. Interesting. So yeah, we will talk about that again, but only when we've passed on the $20 to someone who needed it. Okay, the trail right now is just peeling off a little bit into, again, a kind of narrower green tunnel. We're about, a little over 9.5, between 9.5 and 10 miles in so far for the day. And I'm going to say it's 11:45. I'm going to throw that out there. So we will do 10 miles by noon. That's a good thing. And that would leave us six and a bit maybe to the actual shelter that we're thinking of staying at tonight. Although I don't know if we're going to stay there or maybe carry on a mile or two. It depends. We'll see how the day progresses. Okay, let's get to it. Well, from the damp kind of gray morning, it turned into a beautiful afternoon. Probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock right now. Probably 2 o'clock, I'm going to say, but somewhere in there, 1:30 to 2. I'm 3.3 miles from the second shelter of the day. And if I camp there, that will give me about 16 miles in for the day. I've been looking at other camp spots further along the trail, and there are some, a mile, 2 miles. So, depending on the water situation, I may choose, and also depending on what time I get to the shelter, because there's a big climb in front of it. I may choose to stay at the shelter, or I may choose to go to one of the campsites. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's take a little peek at this trail. Very much the green tunnel again right now. But it's been beautiful. Hearing a lot more birds. I've seen 3 squirrels today. Yeah, that's the extent of the wildlife. 3 squirrels, but much more than I've seen up to now. So spring is definitely kind of springing, I guess. It's starting. One more amazing location right here on the Appalachian Trail, and take a look below me. Absolutely amazing. I'll pop you over the side of this fence. Beautiful river down there. Awesome camping over to the left near the rapid waters. Hiker ahead of me. That's Lightning, trail name Lightning ahead of me. What's behind me, or who's behind me maybe? Oh, you can't see from here, but there's a bench back there, and there's a couple of Thru hikers on that bench. I just don't know their trail names. There's people you say hi to and you see it certain days for a while, and then it kind of spreads around, and some of the faster ones go further north, and the slower ones kind of drag behind, and there's some that stay in the middle kind of thing. I'm more of a, I don't know, I think I'm one of the slower ones, to be honest with you, which is okay. I still get my miles, bit by bit by bit. This area right here is very much a tourist kind of area, park. There's been families below, on the trail below this bridge. Looks like some kids or people right here. Hi. Hello. So I reached the Lost Mountain Shelter, which gives me 16 miles for the day, and I filtered 2.5 liters of water from there. So I have my camp water, and I have my electrolyte water to start me off in the morning. But I elected not to stay there, only because the shelter's full. And yes, it is going to rain tonight, 80% chance of rain tonight, and I think a 30% chance tomorrow morning, something like that. So with the shelter being full, it doesn't really matter. Oh, we got trees here in the middle of the trail. Oh dear, we get past these. It doesn't really matter where I tent. And I noticed that there's a tenting area just another 1.3 miles. And then there's another one after that, another mile or so. So I thought, well, I'll keep going because it's sunshine right now. Even though I'm carrying another 5.5 pounds of weight with all my water, I'll do at least the 1.3 miles to give me around a 17.3 mile day. So that's my plan, and I've still got lots of time. It's about 3:30, I think, 3:45 maybe, so I'll maybe just do the 1.3 miles and give me a 17.3 mile day. Anyhow, I'm going to get going, and we'll talk to you when we choose a campsite. Now, I've been looking around here for a minute or two, well, 10 minutes, but just to the opposite side of this little creek here, just down the Appalachian Trail, just a few yards. Now, a hiker by the trail name of Santiago, he's setting up tent maybe 50 yards behind me. And I looked at the sites and they looked uneven and, I don't know, fine. And I would have been happy there. But then I just came for a stroll down here. And of course that creek is a good water source if we need it, although I've got my 2.5 liters, but if I go overboard and use a bit extra, then I can get more from there. But right through here, a little gap here to a really nicely kind of fire pit and so on. Somebody's trash, there's a bit of trash kicking about, but there's some nice nice spots in here. So I'm thinking I'm going to pick a spot here, in fact maybe over here by this tree, and make it home. It's quiet, it's out of the way. Yeah, some nice spots in here. Beautiful, in fact. I really like it right there. Or over there. Okay, we're going to finalize our location. We're going to set up camp. We're going to make some dinner. Day 42. Well, it's come to an end. I've had my supper. My camp nestled in the bushes, the trees, nestled in the forest, on a bed of leaves. It's cozy. Rain tonight. 80% chance, I'm told. I don't have a signal here for my cell phone, so I cannot myself check the weather, but when I was back at the last shelter and I was speaking to other hikers, one of the guys there said, yeah, it's 80% chance tonight, and I think a 30% chance in the morning. So hopefully, I mean, I don't really mind that much if it rains during the night. You know, I have a good shelter with my Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2. I don't like putting it way wet, but what I don't like is packing up in the rain. That's a pain in the butt. Anyhow, 17.4 miles today. So that's going to give me somewhere around, let me see, 470, 480. around 485 miles so far on trail. So if that's the case, tomorrow I will probably hit 500. That would be okay. 500 tomorrow. Hey, that's a big number right there. 500. Almost 25% of the trail. Whew. It's a tough one. There's no doubt about that. But a good night's rest. Get my shoes and socks off, a good night's rest. Do my log, my journal. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's got to be approaching 6:30 anyhow. And day 43 will start bright and early as normal. We'll be up and at 'em. Just hopefully the rain doesn't keep us in camp, but as long as we can get on trail, we will. We'll head north. I'll see you guys in the morning. Thank you for following me. Please like, share, comment. Do subscribe to my channel. I need all the subscribers I can get. Thank you.